Om Sri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Sri Saraswati Namaha. Sadashiv Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram. Shankaram Lokashankaram. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Om Sri Tapovana Sishyaya Namaha. Hari Om. Let us chant the Shanti Patha for Kathopanishad, please. Om. I said Kathopanishad by mistake. Shanti Patha for Chandogya Upanishad. Okay. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vak Pranaschakshushrotramadho Balamindriyani cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Ma Brahma Nirakarot Anirakaranam Nirakaranam Me Astu Tadatmanirteya Upanishatsu Dharmaha Te Mai Santu Te Mai Santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. We are doing Chandogya Upanishad, chapter 6. We have completed so far 7 sections. The summary of those 7 sections is Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. That is called Tatpada Vichara. The Vichara of the inquiry into the world and Brahman as much as possible objectively. And then in that analysis, we have come to the conclusion that out of Brahman, everything evolved, or as a projection within him, appearance within him, by his sankalpa. So, if he is the only person, or if he is the only reality in which everything appears, then how do we treat this? What we see is just Nama Rupa. Materially, it is only Brahman. So that appearance as names and forms is called Mithya or Maya. When same material appears as different through the power of Maya as names and forms, we as ego, looking through me as a personalized entity, we only see the names and forms and we do not see the background, which is the reality. The purpose of the Upanishad is to lead us to who we really are while we look at the same world. Is it possible? Yes. How? Through knowledge. Just like a scientist sees the same world differently. But Vyavaharically, you still know the names and forms. But your understanding is very clear. That understanding is the vision of looking through impersonal self. That is called Sat. A personalized self is the ego or Chidabhasa. That person is used to seeing me first and then the world next. So he is seeing through the senses and the body and the mind, which is conditioned. When that conditioning is changed through jnana, then he says oneness first. Within that oneness, he sees the world as an appearance. The common example is the question is wave in water or water in the wave? Most people say water is in the wave. You know why? Because their mind is on the wave. But the truth is, wave is in water. Why? The wave was in the form of water before it was born. When it is born and operating, it is still water. After it goes back into the ocean, it is still water. So the reality is water is first and then wave is appearance. But our mind is on the wave. So we always would say water is in the wave. Same question. Is wave in the water, water in the wave? We look at the wave first and then say water is in the wave. But then we forget the root cause. Exactly same thing with us. We identify with the name and form and then everybody else around it related to the name and form that we are used to and forget your true being. When we go back to our true being, you see everybody also similar to you see yourself. That's what Krishna means when he says Samoham Sarvabhuteshu. That is a mental realization. Everybody exists in the same consciousness and everybody goes back into the same consciousness. Does the Upanishad say some words about it? Yes. This is the beginning of section 8. Extremely important section. In this section, Tvam Pada Vichara is done. What is the reason Tvam Pada Vichara is done? Tvam means I, you, individual, Jiva. Vichara is done. The reason for that is, in the beginning itself, we have learned by knowing Brahman, the whole universe is known because you know the cause. By knowing gold, all the ornaments of gold are known. You have to ignore the name and form. Now, how that knowledge of Brahman takes place? The section 8, it will say, by knowing yourself first. Atma jnanena Brahma jnanam bhavati. So, Tvam-pada vichara means investigation into the jiva is the means to recognize the whole universe is nothing but an appearance. In you, it has no separate reality. Okay, good. So, this particular section first takes sleep. Three aspects it takes to make this point. And then it concludes, Tattvamasi, you are that. Now it takes three common examples. Deep sleep, eating, or hunger, and then thirst. And then analyzes those and tries to bring your attention to yourself. Now, how do you analyze? When you know the cause, the effects are known. So, what is the definition of the cause? Cause exists before the effects are there. Effects appear in cause as nama and rupa. Even when they are appearing, if you remove the cause, they don't exist. So, the effect appears in cause and then goes back into the cause. Cause remains the same. In the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. It remains unaffected. Appearance comes and goes, just like a movie on a movie screen. Now they take the example of a jiva. What Vedanta is saying is, before I read mantra, I will explain this first. What Vedanta is saying is, before you are born, you are there as pure consciousness existence. Then you appear in consciousness existence as jiva, who now has ideas, thoughts, feelings, fears, insecurities. He didn't bring them. He has certain conditioning. Then he goes back into pure Satam Chit. So what is real? Satam Chit. What came in the middle? Your illusionary ownership of body, mind and intellect. None of it is you, because it is all coming out of Brahman. But you have illusionary, you owned it. Now you look at the experience of deep sleep. Vedanta takes example of deep sleep. What happens? In deep sleep, you shut down your senses, your mind, your sense of ownership and doership. But you still exist without all these conditions, without all these personalized awareness. You go to impersonal awareness during the sleep. Because it is impersonal awareness, you are not aware because you don't have mind. But you are there. How do you know you're there? You wake up and say, I slept well. I was feeling extremely happy. I'm so relaxed. If you did not exist, you would not wake up because you love it. You love a deep sleep. You existed. And you fact reported. You existed as pure existence. So let's go back to the logic. You were in deep sleep and you cease to exist as jiva. You woke up and then you start operating as jiva and then you go back. So existence is still there when you wake up. Because if you didn't have existence, you would not come out of the sleep. You exist there, you exist here now also. But now you have defined yourself. I am this body, I am this mind, I am intellect. Existence, you have conditioned it. But this is coming and going, and then you go back to deep sleep. then you drop it. So what is the root? Your presence as such as awareness without the jiva hood, individualized, personalized consciousness awareness of the body, mind, intellect. Because that's where you came up and then went back. Just like water came up, a wave came up and went back. In the same way, deep sleep is your natural, pure existential self. When the jiva is not there, that's what Upanishad makes that statement. It's a very profound statement. Jiva is your only a temporary face. Your real face is the true existence in deep sleep. This is a role. That is the actual self. And one more reason, when you are yourself, you are most happy. That's another proof. When you have a borrowed self, you have the problems. Always. Your mind has limitations. When you break up yourself into limited being, you have issues with the rest of the stuff. Mind is not doing any favor. And you project happiness into other stuff, but you forget who you are. Okay. So this is the key. With this introduction, let us go to chapter 8 and then first mantra. Okay, good. उद्धालकः हारुणी श्वेतकेतुं पुत्रम् उवाच स्वप्नान्तं मे सौम्य विजानीहीति यत्र एतत् पुरुषः स्वपिति नाम सता सौम्य तदा सम्पन्नो भवति स्वपितो भवति तस्मात् एनगुं स्वपिति इत्याचक्षते स्वगुं हेपीतो भवति. And I will repeat it again. उद्धालकः आरुणि श्वेतकेतुं पुत्रम् उवाच स्वप्नान्तं मे सौम्य विजानीह इति यत्र एतत् पुरुषः स्वपिति नाम सता सौम्य सदा सम्पन्नो भवति स्वपितो भवति तस्मात् एनगं स्वपिति इत्याचक्षते स्वगुं हेपीतो भवति. Let us do mantra number 2 also. Yes. स यथा शकुनिः सूत्रेण प्रबद्धो दिशं दिशं पतित्वा अन्यत्र आयतनम् अलब्ध्वा बन्धनमेव उपश्रयत एवमेव खलु सौम्य तन्मनः दिशं दिशं पतित्वा अन्यत्र आयतनम् अलब्ध्वा प्राणमेव उपश्रयते प्राणबन्धनगं हि सौम्य मन इति. स यथा शकुनिः सूत्रेण प्रबद्धो दिशं दिशं पतित्वा अन्यत्र आयतनम् अलब्ध्वा बन्धमेव उपश्रयत एवमेव खलु सौम्य तन्मनो दिशं दिशं पतित्वा अन्यत्र आयतनम् अलब्ध्वा प्राणमेव उपश्रयते प्राणबन्धनं हि सौम्य मन इति. Extremely important mantras. Here, the statement I earlier made that our sleep state is our true state, contrary to our belief that waking is our true state. Waking is a role, but where mind is in Atmarati, that is where it is real pure. The Atmarati is happening in in sleep, deep sleep. Okay. Now he is explaining now. Uddhalakaha arunihi Sretaketum putram uvacha. He's telling son, Svetaketum, he said, Swapnantam me somya vijaniti ihi. First, he is saying, I will explain to you what is Swapnantam. I told you three things are going to be explained: sleep, eating, and drinking, thirst. Natural, common examples. And connect with the self slowly. But this is the most important. Directly tell you who you are. What is the true state? What is your absence? Swapnantam. Swapnantam me somya vijani. Know about Swapnantam from me. Here, Swapnantam means deep sleep. Why? Waking ends in Swapna. Swapna ends in deep sleep. That's the way Bhashyakaras write. Swapnasya antaha yasmin sthane tat sthanam swapnantam. This is the definition. Swapnasya antaha yasmin sthane tat sthanam swapnantam. The end of the place in which swapna ends, that place is swapnantam, which is deep sleep. Okay, number one. Here, yatra etat purushaha means you and me. He's not telling anybody, and you and me. Yatra swapiti nama. He is said to be sleeping. So we all know swapiti nama. Then tada sata somya sampanno bhavati. At that time, an individual becomes sampanna sata. He's become identified with Sat. Impersonal, pure presence, self. Okay, personality oriented awareness has dropped, but impersonal awareness remains. That's why you wake up. But there's ignorance still there because you do not know. So realization will only take place in the waking state. Keep this in mind. But you are there, the indications are there from deep sleep. Your true nature. How you can see yourself when you impersonal self becomes reality. With the open eyes, you can meditate with that awareness. Swam api apito bhavati. Swam apito bhavati. Swam means in our swaswarupa. Apitaha bhavati. He becomes resolved into swaswarupa. As I said earlier, in swaswarupa you are the most comfortable. Anyaswarupa, the problem is there. You are taking up a unreal thing and then you are complaining. Tasmad enagum swapiti iti atyachakshate. Now here in Upanishad, they do a little bit of playing of the words. Here he says swapiti, swam apitaha. Earlier he defined what is deep sleep. Because you are getting to a swaswarupa, that he said it. But then he also said, he is called swapiti. He already said Swaswarupa. Why is he saying Swapiti again? The reason he's saying is, as a Jiva, Swaswarupa is Swapiti. Swapiti means here, Swam Apitaha, merged into oneself. So Jiva has merged into oneself. As individual, he merged. That is same as Swatswarupa of the Jagat. That's why it's infinite presence. Because there is no personal awareness. So he is said to be, has merged into himself, which is his Swaswarupa. Earlier it was said. Bhavati, the mantra number 1. So I want to quote here very important sloka from Dakshinamurti Stotram. It's very, very fascinating. Bhagavan Shankaracharya's composition, the Dakshinamurti Stotram. He says, Rahugrasta Divakarendu Sadrushaha Maya Samachhadanat Sanmatra Karanopasam Haranataha Yobhushu Suptah Puman Pragatswapsamiti Prabodha Samaye Ypratyabhinyayate Tasmai Sri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. Just like Rahugrasta Divakarendra Sadursaha, the moon during the eclipse is is not seen in the same way through the Maya Samachhadanat. By the blanketing of Maya, Sanmatra Karanopasam Haranataha Yobhushu Supta Puman Sanmatraha. Man remains in Sanmatra as Sat. Karanopasam Haranataha. All the senses, Karanas, and mind, and Katrutva and Bhoktrutva, all of them, because they are withdrawn, Yobhushu Supta Puman. In that state, he becomes Sanmatra. Pragatsapsamiti prabodha samaye, when you become aware of you as true self, prabodha samaye, that I had a good sleep. That Sat you are. Tasmai Sri Guru Murtaye Namaidam. Sri Dakshina Murtaye is addressing Guru as that Sat. So he is indirectly telling us we are that Sat, disidentified with all the senses. That Sat we are become when we are deep sleep, when we disidentify with all the conditionings. Okay. Now, before I go further, it's important to know this is possible in waking state also. If you maintain a non-reactive, introspective heart. I keep repeating that. You don't talk too much. Don't keep on too much, allegations with all these things. Then what happens is that becomes real. Talk little, but have that sense of purity. Then you can enjoy right now the state of deep happiness. Chapter 5, Bhagavad Gita, verse number 24, I will chant. Yonta sukhontara ramaha tadhantarjyotirevayah sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutodhi gacchati. I will read again. Yonta sukhontara ramaha tadhantarjyotirevayah sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutodhi gacchati. Yonta sukha sukha antara ramaha. Antara ramaha means pure happiness. How is it? Anta sukha. It is not external. External, we project happiness and constantly delve into this, and then we create a jiva. But liberation is only possible through the knowledge in the waking state. You maintain the state of non-reactiveness in during all situations. Yontaha sukha antara ramaha. You are turned in as though, but you expand when you turn in. When you look out, you become conditioned. Tadhantarjyotirevayah. Then he becomes as though illumined inside. Pure happiness. Sayogi Brahma Nirvanam Brahma Bhutodhi Gacchati. Brahma Bhuta means you becomes merged. Sayujya. Adhigachati. Krishna is guaranteeing. So it is not that you, it's a hypothetical. It is just an individual's preference. Do you want to be an actor or, see, actor comes outside, he plays a role. So you can be, your life can lead your life as though this is only a incidental. Actually is pure presence happiness, unreactive self. So just like water in all the waves. Wave is complaining, I am up and down. But water is not complaining. It has never changed. That's what it is saying. So your pure presence is you. Sustain it through bhakti, karma, and jnana. I would say karma, upasana, jnana. Bhakti should be in all of them. Bhakti gives that love for yourself or for God. God is Tat. Aham means Brahma. Brahmasmi, Atma, Atma Swarup. Both of them, if you work for it, then you have love. You realize also. Bhakti pervades. Bhakti means union. Vibhakti means separation. Remember this. When you unite, it is bhakti. Samoham sarva bhuteshu. That is possible when there is no distinction. That is bhakti. True bhakti. So now Upanishad gives a beautiful example to make this point very clear. So that we already read mantra number 2. I'm going to explain it now. Saha yatha sekuni sutrena prabadho disham disham patitva. Just like sekuni means a bird, sutrena means by a thread, prabadha, bound, let us say to a pole. A bird tied to a pole or to a finger. Prabadha. It didn't say pole, but I'm just giving an example. What does it do? Here, the bird is you and me, jiva. Understand, okay? Disham disham patitva. It will run around in different directions. Just like our jiva, looking for happiness in objects and senses and the world and the ego complains. Disham disham patitva. Anyatra ayatanam alabdva. Here ayatana means support. In the case of jiva, pure happiness. That's what we are looking for. And ayatanam alabdva, without finding support elsewhere, bandhanameva upashrayata. It comes back to the place where it is tied up. Suppose, one here, एवमेव खलु सौम्य तत् मनः means jiva disham disham patitva. We keep searching for happiness everywhere. It is more nearest to you. You but recondition, you don't understand. You see, irrespective how many times you hear, you are the true self, you are true happiness. It is a true support to you is you. Unconditioned by your thoughts, your mind, your ideas, your ego. In the same way, disam disam anyatra ayatanam alabdhva. You don't find happiness, relaxation anywhere. You keep on complaining, irrespective how long you search. Pranameva upasrayate. He returns back to Atman. Here prana means pranasya pranaha. Upanishad. The true Atman. Sense of perfect happiness. We become tired with all these thoughts and then finally we go back to sleep. So sleep is the real place where you find the real relaxation. Prana bandhanam is somya manaiti. In truth, he's concluding, in truth, your true happiness is in your prana. He is pranasya prana, Atman, self. He is comparing our mind with the birds. Actually, there is a nyaya. I may just want to mention that for interest. It's called Samudra Garbhastha Kaka Nyaya. It's an axiom. Samudra Garbhastha Kaka Nyaya. It is also mentioned in the scriptures. What it means is, suppose a bird landed on a pole of a ship, the olden days. Kaka means crow. It landed on this pole of a ship. Crow, kaka. Then it was busy with something, eating something or whatever. Then the ship has left the shore and then went deep inside. Then what would happen to the kaka, crow? It will go around, but it cannot reach the shore. It's because it's too far out. And then it will come back to the same pole. It's called Samudra Garbhastha Kakanyaya. Very interesting. So same thing. So it gives you a kind of a scriptural another way of saying the same thing. So jiva is nothing but a person who is born out of certain degree of karmas and corresponding restlessness, looking for happiness outside. And that is, that then Guru will tell you, like Bhagavan Shankaracharya, as Bhagavad Gita, said, yeah, happiness is in you. You can never find it outside. It only tempts you because of your misunderstanding. And when you return, and then by the grace of Guru's teaching, and then Upanishadic teaching, and then you actually experience your true presence, then your dependence on the world will drop because that's a mithya. There are some beautiful slokas in chapter 5. I just want to, couple more slokas I will read. It's a very beautiful sloka, chapter 5, Karma Sannyasa Bhagavad Gita. It says, ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगाः दुःखयोनय एव ते आद्यन्तवन्तः कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधः ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगाः Dukkhayonaya evate. Those pleasures that we get through contact of the body, mind, and intellect and senses. Body means senses included. Sansparsaja bhogaha. They're actually dukkhayonaya evate. They're setting you up for sorrow. You watch your life, go back and watch your life. Every time you succeeded, you became greedy. Every time you failed, you became depressed, but you're never happy. This is how the mind works. Ego works. Adyantavanta kaunteya. That is what it is. Every success has a beginning and end because you want something more. Can you be content? You already have enough, but you be positive. At the same time, don't be controlled by your mind and intellect. Ego. Nateshwaramate buddha. Buddha means realized person. Do not depend on. One more sloka, 21st sloka. Bahya sparseshu saktatma vindati atmani yatsukam sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukhamakshayam asnute. See how powerful these slokas are. Chapter 5, 20. Bahya sparseshu asaktatma vindati atmani yatsukham. So you are disturbing your happiness by projecting happiness outside. If you drop unnecessary projections, then you suddenly realize you see the world as it is. Nothing wrong with the world, nothing wrong with you. You are wrong as you, as impersonal presence, awareness, as the state of existence between thoughts, as deep sleep, and mind like that in a waking state. That is the background. Whatever dance comes goes, you can still see. That doesn't affect you. You can still operate as a impersonal self. Sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam asnute. He experiences akshaya sukha, endless happiness, with eyes open. There are some beautiful slokas in there. So he actually clearly says, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5 only, 19th month sloka. Yahaiva tayujjita sargaha yesham samye sthitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmanite sthitaha. Yahaiva tayujjita sargaha. While here you achieve, you transcend samsara. Samsara means of the nature of coming and going. Yesham samye sthitam manaha. Those who are in the state of pure presence without any waves. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. That state of presence is pure being. Samam, non-reactive, happy. Yeah, non-reactive mind expands, sees everything equal, like space. But you need to sadhana. If you complain, keep on complaining, keep on only looking at the WhatsApp, all these things, constantly you are up and down, up and down. But you need to have priority. That's also Bhagavad Gita says. Tasmad Brahman. Nirdosham is samam tasmad Brahman. When you have that attitude about yourself, you actually experience yourself. Tasmat Brahmani Tesita. So basically, Upanishad is not hypothesizing anything. Pure presence is you as that sleep where mind is not projecting anything. Then when you wake up, maintain that state of pureness. Tasmat Brahmani. Right now, with eye, so realization is always jnana, with eyes open only. It is always there. You never looked it towards you. Actually, that's going to be said. I think we chant the third mantra or if we are yes. असना पिपासे मे सौम्या विजानीहि इति यत्र एतत् पुरुषः असिष असि अस् असि सिषति नाम असिषति नाम आप एव तदशितं नयन्ते तद्यथा गोनायः अश्वनायः पुरुषनायः इत्येवं तदप आचक्षते अशना एति तत्रैतत् शृङ्गम् उत्पतितगुं सौम्या विजानीहि नेदम् अमूलं भविष्यति इति. Mantra number 3, I will stand again. Asana pipase me somya vijanihi iti yatraitat purushaha asisishati nama apa eva tad adsitam nayente tad yatha gonayo ashwanayaha purushanayah ityevam tadapachakshate asna eti तत्रैतत् शृङ्गम् उत्पतितं सौम्य विजानीहि न idam amulam bhavishyati iti. So mantra number 3. Now he says, I am going to now use the examples of Ashana Pipase. He has given example of sleep. I am going to explain this using the example of Asana. Asana means eating. Asana Pipase. Pipasa means thirst. Patum Icha Pipasa. May now learn from me, Somya, Vijanihi iti. Now you know, I'm going to explain to you how you can connect the same teaching with Asana Pipa. Vijani. Yatra etat purushaha, where this jiva, you and me, asisishati, asisishati, desires to eat, means hungry. Sanskrit. As means dhatu means eating. Desiring to eat means asishat. Sisishati. Asisishati. Nama. Once he is said to be is hungry, eva tad adishitam tat ashitam nayante, then what is eaten is led. Means something is leading that eating process. It's called in this that is called tat yadha. How is it leading? And he's giving some example. Yatha go nayaha, like somebody who is leading cows. 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 Ashwanayaha, somebody who is leading horses. Purushanayaha, the leader of people. Iti evam tat apaha achakshate ashanaya. In the same way, apaha means the fluids, the juices that induce hunger. It's called apaha. Apaha means water, but in this context, the fluids that induce hunger, that appear in your, when you finish the food that you have eaten, the fluids start exercising what we call hunger. Enzymes, they start cooking already. Food is not there yet, but they are getting ready, they are giving you signal. Those called the fluids, that are called the rasas that exist in your system. What are just like the horses are led, just like goats are, they are called ashanaya iti. They are called ashanaya, those fluids. Tatta etat sungam utpatitam somya. So, along with those fluids and the food you have eaten, what happens? Whatever is eaten is distributed to the whole body. And then body is formed and grows. Of course, as life, maintained as body. So, what you have eaten is the raw material, or sunga, means is the effect. The body is the effect. And what is the cause? The food that you have consumed and distributed using the solid and also the fluids that digest it and distribute it. That's called ashanaya, that leads hunger and then distributes later. Tat etat sungam utpatatigum saumya. Therefore, this particular body or any one of us is this srungam, is an effect of utpatatigum saumya vijanihi. And it is a product. Utpatatigum means it is made of, utpatti, of what you consumed, which is annam, and also the fluids that led it. So, na idam amulam bhavati iti. And he's telling you, do not think this body has just happened like that. Because we never thought. It is a product of food you are eating and digesting, and then you are sustaining and maintaining it. So it has a cause behind it. If you remove the cause, body doesn't exist. Food and then the digestive system fluids are the cause. The digestive fluids induce hunger, and then you feed them. Then the same digestive, they digest it and then they distribute and form the body. They are called ashanaya. Unique definition. Ashanaya normally means thirst. But in this context, commentators have ashanaya is that which leads the food that is eaten. Juices. So the juices are the leaders, as though cause is secondary cause. Annam is the main cause which creates the body. So body is nothing but a product of food. Prudhvi. Here food, you should take it as Prudhvi. Now, when is a product, karyam. So, karanam is what Prudhvi. Right? So, when there is a karanam, cause is always vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam. It is only a words. that your mind is using. It is not you. It is a food. But you have taken the names and forms as you. But it is Prithvi. Your Chaitanya, which is conditioned, called Chidabhasa, he is actually taking this food that is consumed and growing as you, forgetting the cause is not you, it is actually the Prithvi. So it is not causeless. It is not you. It's not the cause. It came from the food. It will go into the food. Means it came out of Prithvi. It will go back into Prithvi. It was never yours. So what do we do? Before I do mantra 4, because we don't have much time, the Upanishad will say, now you go back and then investigate its root. What is root? Water. What is the root of Prithvi? Water. What is the root of water? Tejas. What is the root of Tejas? Atman. Then what? How do you come out of this? You say Atman is the cause, all of them appearances in it. When you say cause and then appearance, how do you, how do you come, how do you get out of it? Vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam. Brahma eva satyam. So that is the direction it takes you. In the next mantra, fourth mantra, we'll do it next class. Actually, this section will give you the example of thirst, and then it gives example of death also. How the same elements like prana, vak, withdraws, and then it withdraws into mind. Mind withdraws into prana, and prana withdraws into tejas. Tejas means the heat of the body, it dies. So it says, just look at your experience. You are nothing but the product of these elements. When you die also, one after the other in the same order, they leave you. The last thing that will leave you is your Vishnata of the body. You just made of these elements. You are not you. You are dropping them here, but you are that pure presence. Then it says Tattvamasi in last. So we'll take it up from next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om